Hello, everyone. How are you today? I hope you're all doing well and enjoying the sunshine if it's out where you are. I know this morning it was lovely. I walked my little one to school and I walk through the park because he goes to a forest school. And just being in the woods, being in the park, just walking around, feeling that sun, hearing the birds, just been sat at my desk hearing the birds singing outside the window. And it's such a beautiful, magical thing, the joys of nature. And I think this is something that we need to remember as much as we can. You know, nature is just doing its thing, it's unfolding as it should. And it's such a magical thing to tune into. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling in fear, if you're feeling stressed with the world as it is, or life, whatever is going on, then just breathe and listen to the birds, breathe and connect into the earth. And just remember that the cycles of nature are just happening as they always do. So if you can fall into that rhythm, then that is so much better for our health and well-being than the rhythms that are imposed upon us. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot, the rhythms of life, you know, our natural rhythms, our natural flow, how that all works. And it's something that we ignore and we fight against so often. It's like, you know, we have lights on to break the cycle of the day so that we can stay up later. We as women, if you're a woman, our cycle naturally wants us to rest at certain times of the month, but we go against that because we feel we have to be productive, we have to be in a man's world, we have to operate all the time at full tilt. So that's another way we're going against the cycles. We have heating on. Don't get me wrong, I love heating. I want to stay warm, but you know, we're going against these natural rhythms. And so it's really important to think about this. What is your natural rhythm? What does your body naturally want to do, and when does it want to do it? And to start listening to that. You know, we're programmed into, it's like kids have to get up at this time, they have to go to bed at this time because they've got school. So we're set in these programs and we don't all work in the same way. So one of the things that I'm doing today, and I do on a regular basis, is I like to think about what are my natural cycles of my body and how does my body want to operate? And how can I go with the cycles of my body in my business and in my home life? How can I go with that cycle as opposed to fighting against it? And so I offer this up to you today to think about, what cycles do you want to have? What does your body say to you? You know, sometimes we all have to go through that winter period. It doesn't necessarily mean it's in winter, and this is with our business as well. Sometimes we want to go inwards and we want to rest and we want to be in that cocoon, and we want to cultivate ideas, we want to recharge, so that come spring we can burst out. And as I said, that doesn't necessarily correlate with winter and spring as it is around you, but when is your inner winter? When is your inner spring? When do you want to come out with your creativity and your new ideas and birth things into the world? You know, this is a really important thing to think about, how you're operating in all fronts of your life, and to not fight it when you feel tired. You know, to listen if your body says, you know what, I need to chill out a bit. Well, you may have busy meetings or things scheduled, so you may not be able to fully honor that. But what you can say to your body is, I hear you, I listen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go a little bit slower, or I'm going to rest tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed that little bit earlier. I'm going to cut out what isn't essential so that I can listen to that. So as I said, I'm not saying you have to stop life, you have to stop everything, because that's not practical. You know, if you've got kids, if you've got a business, if you've got things running, you can't always just say, that's it, I'm not doing it today. But you can look at your schedule and say, okay, where can I pull back so that I can cultivate that time of inner peace and inner rest? Where can I cut things out of my schedule? How can I honor what my body's saying and still be there for the commitments that I have already made? So where is there room to honor things, and where is there room to pull back so that you're still honoring yourself as well? And that's such an important thing. You know, I think it's really key that we honor commitments we've made, but also to honor ourselves and find that balance within it. It's all about balance ultimately, isn't it? How we can find that balance and come to that perfect resting place. And I think that, you know, as the world is coming back into activity, you know, as so many things are opening up, as we have more demands on us socially, you know, we have a lot more that is suddenly being put upon us because, you know, events, I'm getting invitations to events all the times now and things like this. And so what we have to bear in mind is it's great to say yes. And I know there's that desire to always say yes, but to think about, how does this actually work with you? How is this serving you? How is this serving your purpose at the moment? How is this serving society on the whole? And not to overstretch yourself. So this is a really key thing, like to look at where you're at, as I said, your commitments, your boundaries, what you need to do, but not overstretching. Because then what happens is we say yes, 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 and then we just cave in on ourselves. So it's about working to find that pattern, that balance within it, so you don't cave and you can sustain. So if you need to take that half an hour where you lay down on your bed and you do nothing, you do that. And you chill out for that half an hour, or you do some reading. You know, that's a lovely thing. The other day I was like, you know what, I really need to just lay down for half an hour. And that half an hour really reset me so that I could do the things that I'd committed to. So find that balance within yourselves and look at where your seasons are. Look at where you want to be giving out and where you want to come inwards and rest. So I hope you all have a beautiful week, and that you're able to get out in the sun and allow the sun to shine on your skin and recharge your vitamin D and recharge your being, and allow that golden light to really fill you up, fill you with love, and to remember to watch the cycles, watch nature, and know that there is more beyond fear. There is more beyond everything. Beyond all of that is love. Beyond all of that is truth. So switch off the TV, switch off your phone, and drop into that. Drop into that truth that is always present, that is always there. Mwah. Lots of love to you all.